Hi there, it's Monday, and that means it's time for us to take a little run around the garden. We'll start over here with the salad garden. And everything is just looking good. I mean, we're getting a lot of thinning areas going on, and that's good. Our garlic is looking real nice here. I'm getting some more and more sets of leaves coming out there, so that's good. That means that we've got more than one clove going on down there. That's what those leaves are representing. And the dill is just coming back nicely, and I need to get some more cuttings on this outer ring. And we've had a lot of rain, so that's what's been watering almost everything. It's just been the rain. This celery is really just getting busy with life, and I'm loving it, and it feels so strong. And just last week I was, well, that felt stronger the other day than it does right now. Look over here at the strawberries. Just bunches and bunches of little flowers, and if you don't know, that right there is what will be the strawberry. So we've got several flowers coming in down there, and they're hiding underneath their leaves, so that's awesome. And so that's very cool. Even though my husband kept telling me that they were not happy here, they seem to be pretty happy. I've not gotten any cuttings off of these collard greens yet, but I'm late on planning my menu because I wasn't feeling well yesterday, so I'm gonna put those in something that we eat this week. And again, it's like these dang old cabbage is just not getting enough sun over here, so hopefully as everything continues to shift, we'll see more sun come over here. Now my broccolis are just really doing a number on me. I don't know what's going on down here, but when we get over to the other one, you're gonna see what most people don't know goes on with broccoli. And we're getting signs that this broccoli is really mature despite how small it is. And this cabbage, I don't know, folks, if we're ever going to get a cabbage out of this, but that's not opening up yet. It sure does look pretty. And all the little mustard greens are coming in there nicely. The ones in the back, obviously, that are getting a little bit more sun are doing better than these here in the front. The flowers are just looking wonderful, and the nasturtium are kind of making it okay with all the cold nights we've been having. And this bouquet of things is just getting more and more lush. My cauliflower is starting to loosen up its head, so I'm thinking that I might go ahead and harvest that soon because it should be tighter, and I don't particularly know what's going on, but I definitely don't want to lose it. And an exciting thing is our other one has got a cauliflower coming in down there too, so that's two. I still need to figure out what these little things are over here, but as you can see, we just have more and more cosmos coming out, and I love that. Here's where we get into the gut punch with this broccoli over here. And a friend of ours was over here this weekend, and she's like, I didn't even know broccoli did this, but it does. And typically, so what's happened is my broccoli is bolted, and that means it's going to flower. And we did have kind of like a little jump up from the 50s into the 70s, but I don't think that this is a temperature causing the broccoli to bolt. I think it's just because it's old. It's, well past 120 days in terms of being mature and ready to go. So check this out. See that? That is my broccoli. So what we think about here with broccoli, the longer it stays, these open up and become what I think are really beautiful flowers. I mean, if you look at that. So that's what's happening, is my broccoli is bolting. And I did just kind of want to save it so that you could see it. But if I want any of this broccoli, like, I've got time to go get the side shoots out. So I think I'm going to harvest these side shoots with those and the carrots that I'm going to show you that I harvested, and roast them in the oven. But I love these, and I'm probably going to let these just go ahead and flower out. The bees love them, so it'll be a nice bee attractor. But that's a bummer when it goes to bolt. But like I said, we'll leave it for the bees. And we've got tons and tons of peas. When we were out here with our friend, we noticed that we really need to come and get a bunch of these peas off of here so that we can make some stir fry. Like down here, I didn't ever get any of these off, so there's just peas all over that. Bummer Brussels sprout. I think this is, I'm past thinking about cold crop. I'm not even redoing those seeds that I had inside because I just know that we're gonna get through these cold weeks in February and boom, spring is going to spring. Spring is gonna spring hardcore in March, and I'm just not putting any more effort into these cold crops. I'm gonna plant some more carrots, I'm gonna plant some radishes, but I'm not gonna deal with any more broccoli or cauliflower or cold crops like that right now, just because I've got too much going on inside for the next season of planting. So we're over here at bed 1, and the spinach is still looking awesome. The Brussels sprouts are just kind of hoking along, not doing anything. I'm gonna find something to do with those leaves, so this is not gonna be a complete loss. And once again, the carrots are looking like they're trying to wage a new jump off there, but they're just there for now. I'm gonna fill in with some French breakfast radishes over here and get some stuff going. The kale is looking awesome down here, getting taller and taller, and I might go in and just start snipping some of these off because I've found that when you start taking cuttings from kale, it'll just really start growing really fast. And here's our crazy lettuce that we've got going, so I need to come get some of that. This is doing awesome in spite of, like, oh geez, my son, he took up all those over there. I guess I should have been a little bit more precise in my instructions, but because you remember I thought I had over there some cosmos coming up, but when I told him to get these weeds out, looks like everything got out. But he didn't take these things, so we're still excited to see what's going to come from this mess of flowers and excitement. Okay, so I'm going to show you the seedlings. They're over here kind of getting the off and on sunshine today, and then you can check out where a couple days ago I harvested the carrots, and then I'm also going to share with you how I'm transplanting some leggy seedlings, the second round of tomatoes that I planted, and I'm moving those into some other containers. So I'm going to share with you how to deal with that leggy plant and what you do when you get it into its next container. These are all my babies. They need to be watered. I could tell that from working with the soil on the other plants in there. But these are all looking really super happy. And like I said, they've been getting a lot of outside time during the day when the temperatures are nice. And so I'm going to water them here in a minute. And like I said, you're going to get to see me finish up planting up the other ones. And then we'll have a whole row going again of some more. Hey, so I'm getting ready to harvest some carrots in this bucket because I don't want the powdery mildew that's showing up to affect my carrots. And I was going to dump this bucket all the way out, like into a wheelbarrow, but I like the idea of just leaving it this way so that I could amend it with some compost and plant something else. So here we go. So that's everything that came out of that bucket, and the bigger ones are obviously over here on this side. So let's get them washed and then we'll show you what they look like. Okay, so these are all the little seedlings that I planted in these quasi-moldy peat pots, but they all came up over the course of last week, almost, except for like 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. Well, yeah, about 4 of them haven't come up yet. But I was trying to explain to somebody last week on Instagram about how I transplant these leggy kind of seedlings, because if you've noticed my other seedlings that I transplanted this same exact way, none of them are leggy anymore, and they've started working on producing their additional sets of leaves. So I've got here just a cup that's already got my seedling mix in it, and I'm just digging out a hole because this is from a seedling that didn't make it, so I'm just reusing the soil. And so what I'm gonna do, obviously, because these things are kind of weird and moldy looking, you know, and I don't feel good about keeping these on here anyway, but I'm gonna go in and cut off this netting. The kids are in there playing the Wii, so it's President's Day. So if you hear all that. And laundry's going. It's just life, you know. Okay, so I'm going to pull out my toothpick that had my little label on it, which I moved over to my cup. And I'm going to get this little netting off of here, because when you look at it, it's really the netting that had kind of the moldy thing going on with it. So I'm going to peel that away. And now I'm going to plant this all the way up to like right here, where there's just a little bit of the stem and just the leaves above the soil. And especially with tomato plants, they will shoot roots off the side of themselves anyway. But by going and putting the rest of that stem under the soil, your plant is going to start focusing on vegetating, you know, making the rest of its leaves and it's going through its vegetative state instead of just continuing to try and reach for sun. So I've got that set down in there now, and I'm going to go back in with my fill dirt, and like I said, I'm going to fill this all the way up to where the leaves of this little tomatillo seedling start, and then this one will be able to start going outside with the rest of the seedlings, and then it'll start having a natural roll with a light where it's just continuing to grow out instead of straight up and leggy. So if you've got some seedlings going on your kitchen counter and they've gotten real leggy, meaning that they're just getting really, really tall, but they're not making any more leaves, then when you go to transplant them, just remember that it's your best bet to bury all of that stem that you can down into whatever you're transplanting it into, and just leave a little bit of the seed stem showing like that. And I really would actually like to have a little bit more dirt. Like I'll borrow some dirt from this cup right here, because I really would like it, you know, almost all the way up to the stem. Because I know from, you know, experience, and especially with the other seedlings that we have going, that now this seedling's going to start doing exactly what it's supposed to be doing, and that's going into getting its next set of true leaves. So now, see, I like this a lot better. I like how I've got it almost all the way to the very edge of the leaves there. So now, as I've said here about 300 times, so now the plant's going to start making more leaves instead of just stretching, you know, stretching way up. So that's my first little tomatillo that's transplanted, and I'm going to do the rest of these, but like I said, I just wanted to kind of bring you in and show you how I deal with my leggy plants. And I might even wait a minute on this one, but these over here, like this, what is that? That's an Ace 55, and it's got, you know, I'm not even going to worry about thinning these right now either. I just want to get them transplanted over, and then we'll see who survives out of any multiples that we have, and then I'll thin them out. But that's my goal today, and I just wanted to share that tip with you, that when you are moving from this type planting for your seedling to your next, that it's a good idea to go ahead and plant all the way up to the leaves. So I hope you have the best day ever, and thanks so much for checking in with us, and tell me in the comments what you think about my carrots.